Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we're going to be bringing you the Saitama Seibu Lions against the Chiba Lotte Marines, as this will be the first game in the series, and it's the only afternoon game in Japan today, as we are fortunate to be able to make the call here tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific or 1 a.m. Eastern in North America, so we can enjoy the call here. First of all, I'm going to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from Saitama. The Seibu Lions will be sending Yuji Kaneko to lead it off. He's going to wear number 7 and play left field. Batting second at shortstop is number 6, Sosuke Genda. Hitting third and right field is number 35, Gakuto Wakabayashi. In the cleanup spot, doing the designated hitting is number 60, Takiya Nakamura. Batting fifth at third base is number 10, Ryushi Sato. Batting sixth at second base is number 5, Shuta Tonosaki. Batting in the seventh spot is the first baseman, number 8, Kento Watanabe. Hitting eighth and doing the catching, number 37, Sina Suge. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 63, Shinya Hasegawa. And they are going to be facing Atsuki. Well, that's not going to be Atsuki Tomosuji. We got to get that. It's Tanichi on the mound here. We'll get all his stats for you in just a moment, but we got to get this one underway as the first pitch is a fastball that misses down. There's 1 ball and no strikes to Kaneko. Kaneko batting .232 on the year, a couple homers and 8 RBIs. Takes a fastball over for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. Little late getting into the saddle tonight. Big day today. Lots of things going on. So we are here and relaxed and ready to go finally now. As there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Cruising over is Polanco. He reaches and it goes off the tip of his glove. It bounces down off the warning track in foul territory. And that one is going to bounce just foul for a strike here to Kaneko. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gregory Polanco can be a bit of an adventure out in the outfield these days. He's not the same Polanco we saw with the Pittsburgh Pirates a number of years ago. Injuries have slowed him down, and it looks like he has taken some Z roots to the baseball in recent times. And he was not able to come up with that play. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kaneko. We thank everybody for jumping in here tonight. I'm going to catch up with you in a bit as that fastball is swung on. It's lined into left field. And speaking of Z roots, Polanco takes a bit of a interesting route to that ball. The ball got down, went all the way to the wall. And Kaneko has got himself a leadoff double here for the Lions to start the ball game. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Sosuke Genda. Friend Drew says, Marines making the picks. I'd have to say that the Marines have got to be the favorite here in this one tonight. Lots of Lions, unfortunately, fans out there that are going to be disappointed. This is not a very good Lions team. When I think about it over the last few years, the number of players that the Lions have left to other organizations or they've given up or walked away from. Fastball misses down to Genda. The count is quickly 1-0. Genda had squared the bunt there, and he pulled it back. I think of Shogo Akiyama, the former Cincinnati Red. He left the Lions for the big leagues. Yusei Kikuchi, who's with the Toronto Blue Jays now, he left as well. That ball is bunted down the first baseline. It's a good one. It is fielded by the first baseman, Sato, and he throws to the second baseman, Fujioka. That's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books as a 3-4 putout. Genda gone for out number 1. It advances Kaneko over to third. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Gakuto Wakabayashi. Friend Chris asks, what's our name? Or is that preferably hidden? No, people know who it is. Obviously, it would be Fred, or some people will say Freddie, depending upon how it is. But we appreciate you guys for jumping in. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 to Wakabayashi. Wakabayashi hitting 125 on the season with 2 homers and 3 runs driven in. Batting here with the runner at third and 1 gone. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball that is down in the dirt and stopped by the catcher Tamura, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike to Wakabayashi. Zay is in the building tonight. Drew's Box Breaks is here as well. Jackson, we appreciate you for being here. Chris, all of our friends, including the baseball lover, 1984, Luke, we appreciate you guys for being here. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded neatly by the shortstop, Tomosuji. That's going to check the runner back to third, and they're unable to score the run. That's going to go in the books as a ground out, 6-3. As Owakabayashi gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Takeya Nakamura. I was saying about former Lions that have left and really haven't been able to replace them. So I started off with Akiyama and Kikuchi, who went to the big leagues. Of course, Akiyama came back and he went to the Hiroshima Carp. Other players that left, Tomoya Mori was traded to the Buffaloes. As that fastball misses down, it gets away from the catcher, Tamura, but he's able to scamper and get it before Kaneko could make an attempt to score. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nakamura. Yamakawa, the home run champion from the 2022 season, who got himself into some trouble last year, he has moved on to the Fukuoka Ball Club. But that's pretty tough to replace somebody with 35 to 40 home runs a season out of your lineup, as that fastball swung on it, has popped up into foul territory on the first base side. But the wind is going to take that one into the seats just behind the first base dugout. And Chris has made a donation tonight, a super chat. We appreciate you for doing that, Chris. We're glad you were able here to support the channel, and we enjoy your support, that is for certain. Our friend Woodster in the house tonight. We're glad you could be here as well. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses down. It's now 2-1 to Nakamura. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Nakamura batting from the right side here, and he wings through a fastball that was a split finger variety, and that runs the count now to 2-2. So Tomoya Mori, Yamakawa, those 2 players that have left the Lions for greener pastures. And then, of course, some of the players that are currently there that are maybe not necessarily happy, and that would be Kona Takahashi, the starter tonight for the Lions. He had requested a posting to Major League Baseball, and the Lions denied it, but you could pretty much bank on when he is a free agent, he's going to be gone out of there as well. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. Runner at third, Kaneko, 2 gone here in the first. Pitches a fastball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 3-2 to Nakamura. Drew's box break says he's the only one on the Lions. I think the starter for the Lions is the better option, but the better team is the Marines, as there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is Polanco, and that is going to do it. Well, the Lions, they threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning. There was 1 hit, the leadoff double by Kaneko. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through a half inning. Your score is the Lions 0 and the Marines coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It's great to have you here for Marines and Lions baseball. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Hiromi Oka leading it off here against Kona Takahashi. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Oka batting 221 on the year with no homers and 5 runs driven in. Facing the right-hander here in the leadoff spot. Swings at a breaking ball, chopped over to short. Genda fields it, throws to first. And Oka's in the books on a ground out. 6-3 for out number 1. The rest of the Marines lineup were a little late in giving of the starting lineups. Oka leading off and in center. Second baseman Yudai Fujioka bats second. And batting third is Katsuya Kakanaka. He's in right field. And the cleanup spot, Neftali Soto is the designated hitter. Gregory Polanco hits fifth, is in left. At first base is Toshiya Sato. He is hitting sixth. Shogo Nakamura batting seventh at third base. The catcher is Tamura, and he bats eighth. And it's Suki Tomosuji, the shortstop, bats ninth. The first pitch to Fujioka is a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. And then Takahashi comes back with a fastball that is swung on and fouled away over the dugout on the third base side, and the count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yudai Fujioka. Takahashi again delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-1. So I'm kind of curious to see how Takahashi is going to, I guess, behave this year, because with the fact that the Lions didn't want to post him as his request, not that they had to, as there's a fastball swung on, it's hit into deep center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder Hasegawa, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Fujioka for the second out of the inning. The thing that concerns me about Takahashi is him pouting a little bit. He's got an 0-2 record this year. 20 innings pitched. He's allowed 19 hits. He's walked 6, struck out 18. He's got the ERA of 2.70, but you have to wonder if he is a leader, if he's going to sulk a little bit in that Lions locker room, wanting to be moved out of Japan, at least to the major leagues, and then possibly one day maybe being moved right out of Saitama. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Kakanaka. Breaking ball that's taken, but the home plate umpire said Kakanaka went around on it. Count now goes to 1-1. Kakanaka batting 421 on the season. He's got no homers and 5 runs driven in. Himself a nice series against the Golden Eagles as he takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Frank Blass in the house tonight. We appreciate you for being here, and everybody else who's jumped in. A little slow in keeping up with the chat here as we're trying to get ourselves into a bit of a rhythm. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Appreciate, as we said, everybody who is jumping in tonight. Hopefully you guys can stay with us. We'll announce the rest of our schedule this week coming up. Probably the Saturday, Sunday games for sure in Japan, but we'll try to squeeze a couple in earlier. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right center field. It's going to get down, and it's up the alley. Chasing it down is the right fielder, Wakabayashi, and rounding second and heading to third with a triple is Kakanaka. So a 2-out triple, and his hot hitting continues here for the Marines, as he is at third with 2 gone. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Neftali Soto. Well, for Soto, he's coming to bat here with a 259 batting average, a couple homers and 10 RBIs. He added to his tally in the series against the Golden Eagles the other night, as his 2-run homer was the only runs scored in the Saturday afternoon matinee. So Kakanaka aboard at third with 2 gone. Soto striding to the plate. If you guys aren't watching the game or picking up a feed somewhere, the Chiba Lotte Marines are wearing a gray uniform. I don't know what's going on out there. It looks like they may have a paper airplane, or somebody lost a scouting card as one of the Lions coaches came out to chase it down. George Seinfeld says, baseball makes me happy. Wish I could watch them chimps play and it'll all be good. And there you have it. So Neftali Soto at the plate here. Waiting on the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Soto. Wish we would have some more afternoon affairs. I'm going to try to look at the schedule. I see that there are a couple of midweek games, I think next week as well. And if those are the case, we'll try to get those ones on. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1 to Soto. Our friend Zay says the Chiba Lotte White Sox. Yeah, they kind of look like it in some ways when they're wearing that white and black pinstripe uniform. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It is deep and it is carrying, and this ball is gone. A home run for Soto. A 2-run shot the opposite way. That ball didn't look like it had enough legs, and it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. And all the right fielder Wakabayashi could do is stand there and watch it sail into the seats. And a 2-run homer for Neftali Soto, his third of the year, has given the Marines an early lead here. So all of the group here that has been jumping on Chiba looks like they've jumped on the right bandwagon for tonight's game. A 2-run shot by Soto has given them the 2-0 lead here in the first. And it has sent the crowd into a frenzy. Well, that brings Gregory Polanco to the plate. Polanco batting .241 on the year, 5 homers and 11 RBIs. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Well, the big thing the Marines are going to need to do is put up a 0 in the next half inning. Score some runs. You're going to have to put up some zeros as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Polanco. One thing I was a little choked about is that we didn't get a chance to see Roki Sasaki in any of these 4 games. He was the Monday starter last week, so we were licking our chops that he would be the starter tonight. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman Watanabe, and he wins the race to the bag. Polanco was gone, but all the damage comes with 2 outs. A triple by Kakanaka and a 2-run shot by Neftali Soto have the Marines out in front 2-0 here. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Marines 2 and the Lions no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here tonight. The Last Ralph's Baseball YouTube channel will be back in just a few. Hang with us. We got a 2-0 ball game. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Atsuki Tanichi's got himself a couple of run lead to work with here as he is looking for his 2nd win of the year. So Tanichi now is going to be facing the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the order. That's Sato, Tonosaki, and Watanabe to come to bat here in inning number 2. We said about the Marines wearing these all gray uniforms as there's a fastball taken outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. The Lions are wearing their white pants with the blue top and white trim, as there is a fastball taken for a called strike. I have to say that of all the uniforms in the NPB, the Saitama Seibu Lions probably are one of my favorites. Their uniforms are better than their play right now. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. And it's not because of the colors blue. I also like Yokohama's and the Carp. They would come in as second and third. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Sato is retired on strikes. He goes down for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away, and that's going to bring up Shuta Tonosaki. Well, for Tonosaki, he's hitting an even 200 on the year. He's got a homer and 7 RBIs. He has dropped a bit in the batting order here. Tonosaki has been up at the top of the order, usually 2, 3. He has slid down a little bit here until he could get it going as he swings at a fastball and fouls that one away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Defensively tonight for the Marines, from left to right field, it is Polanco in left, Oka in center, and Kakanaka in right. As that breaking ball is swung on and missed, the count now goes to 0-2. Around the horn from first to third, Sato is at first. The second baseman's Fujioka. At short, Tomosuji, and at third base, Nakamura, with the battery of Tenichi and Tamura. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Tonosaki as he hits from the right side. Very open stance. Waggles the bat as the right-hander Tenichi delivers. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And that's 2 in the books and 2 via the strikeout here in inning number 2. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Kento Watanabe. Well, for Watanabe on the season, he's batting 125. No homers, no RBIs, nothing on the slash line. Looking at the lineup here tonight, there's some ugly batting averages for the Lions. 4 hitters are batting under 200. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Our friend B Tide says, is there a pitch clock in the NPB? Nope, they just play the game quickly. They have a pretty good tempo and pace. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. Unless, of course, you're watching the Hanshin Tiger bullpen. They seem to drag things on quite a bit. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses down, and the count is 2-1. We're watching them play the Oryx Buffaloes a couple of years ago in exhibition play, and some of their bullpen arms would come out and be 25 to 30 seconds between pitches. As that fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Watanabe. Tenichi ready to go to work again. He gets that side from his catcher, Tamura, as he works himself to the belt. Now delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded to third, off the glove of Nakamura. It goes over to the shortstop, Tomosuji, but no play over at first base. We're going to see how they're going to rule that one. They may rule it a hit because it was a ball hit into the 6 hole. I'll look at that again. It was off the glove of the third baseman. Truthfully, that probably would have been it's a difficult play, but a play that needed to be made. But Watanabe is aboard at first, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Senisuge. For Suge on the season, he's batting at even 100 with nothing on his slash line. And the first pitch breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Kitty in the house says, go Lions. Well, I don't know if the group here tonight feels the same way, but I have to tell you, kind of feel sorry for the Lions. There's a fastball swung on it right off the mask of the catcher, Tamura, and the count goes even to 1-1. When I was at the game last year, I saw the Lions play the Fighters last year in Saitama, the one game I went to, and it was a hot one. The open air dome, it's a dome stadium, but there's no air conditioning. As that fastball is swung on, it is lifted into center field. Moving over underneath it is Oka. He's there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Suge for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. We'll get an update to see if that was a base hit awarded to Watanabe when we return. There was no runs in the inning. We don't know if it was a hit or an error. We're going to get that for you in a bit. There was one left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. The Marines no score. And our friend SRC Obscurities checking in from Texas. We appreciate you for being here with us. We'll be right back here in just a few with all the action.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back to everybody. It's going to be the bottom of the second inning, and it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for the Marines. Toshiya Sato, Shogo Nakamura, and Tatsuhiro Tamura will bat here to face Kona Takahashi for his second inning of work. As the right-hander ready to go, he kicks and delivers. It's a split-finger pitch that misses down and in for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Takahashi ready to go again as he gets his sign from his catcher Suge. That's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 2-0. We didn't give you the alignment defensively for the Marines tonight. From left to right field, it is Kaneko in left. The center fielder is Hasegawa, and in right field, it's Wakabayashi. As it is a fastball taken for a called strike by Sato. Around the horn from first to third, Watanabe at first, Tonosaki at second, Genda at short, and the third baseman is Sato, with the battery of Takahashi and Suge. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle for a base hit. That is going to be a single here for Sato. He's aboard with a leadoff hit, and that will bring up the third baseman, Shogo Nakamura. Jackson Ward asked the question, do you know if there's a reason for a lot less runs than compared to the MLB? Good question, because it is almost a full run a game difference in offensive scoring. Well, one of the things I'd have to say is the lack of power production collectively as a whole, the power hitters on some of these teams, and when you think about it, 2-3 run homers, they don't happen on a regular basis. Mainly the North American players who come in are the ones who are brought in to supply power. I say North American, I guess it would be the Latin American and the South American players too. So if you're coming in for offense, that's what they're looking for. As there's a fastball that misses outside to Nakamura for a ball. Nakamura was squaring to bunt, showing that he wanted to sacrifice. Tyler says they don't throw as hard. I think that would be true too. There are some pitchers who can really bring it. But that would be my guess is in that case, there's a ball that's bunted down. It's in front of the plate, fielded by Suge. And Nakamura is going to be out. It's going to go down as a sacrifice 2-4. It advances Sato over to second. So Nakamura gone for the first out. And that will bring up Tatsuhiro Tamura. Kitty says Takahashi was dominating the league last season. Arguably the best pitcher besides Yamamoto, having a rough season this year. I think those are all fair statements. Takahashi last year had himself in fact, I would say arguably the best first 2 months of the season in the Pacific League. Our friend Tyler asks how we're doing, and we're hanging in there. We're doing pretty good. It's a long day today. We had rain come in late in the day, and we're out with a bunch of 8-year-olds trying to make them better. And it was when you had 8-year-olds in pouring rain wanting to play ball, there's nothing better than that. And that was at the end of the day after dealing with the teenagers. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Tatsuhiro Tamura. As the pitch from Takahashi is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. I have to say, though, when I was at the game in Saitama last year to see the Lions and the Fighters, Takahashi took the loss. Lions dropped that game 7-0. Borov1 says, have a calming voice, thanks. Well, we appreciate that. A little bit raspy, maybe because of the rain that we had. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Tamura. Kitty says that I'm Japanese living in Saitama, big Lions fan. Really enjoyed the park. In fact, if you get a chance to get to Saitama to see the Lions, the things that impressed me the most was the training facility that they had. They had it actually opened up where you could go and watch a little bit of the pregame things that the players were doing as that fastball misses upstairs. Count is now 2-2. Training facility that they have in Saitama is first rate. A lot of their office buildings, and then they have where the second team plays up and beyond it. And when I was there that day, I caught a few innings of them. They were actually playing a university team. As the pitch is a split finger pitch, waved at and missed. And Tamura goes down on strikes. He's gone in the books for the second out of the inning. Our friend CB Baseball card collector in the house here tonight. We welcome you to the stream as well. Tyler asked the question, do you think that there's any truth to the Dodgers having a golden ticket to Roki Sasaki? I think Roki Sasaki would be, obviously from a Dodger standpoint, would be great for them. I don't know if they would spend the money on Sasaki. They've got a lot of money tied up in other guys, and they do have some players who are injured that will be coming back. I would expect somebody like the Mariners or even the Giants to make a huge push for Sasaki next year. There's a fastball that missed. That catches the outside corner. I'm not so sure about that one. Late call from the home plate umpire. Count is quickly 0-1 to Tomosuji. I think Tomosuji should hand the umpire the bat because he took it right out of his hands on that pitch. So no balls and one strike. As that ball is swung on and tap foul. Looks like we got one ball and one strike here. I don't know what happened there. If we missed something or something else there. Our friend SRC says, is there speculation Sasaki might make the jump as an international amateur like Otani did? Well, not international amateur. International, he'll probably get posted as there is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Now the count goes to 1-2. So somewhere we lost something here in the fray. B-Tide says it helps when your billion-dollar player defers for 10 years. That is also true. Not sure I'd like that decision. I'm not sure if I was his agent, I would have been doing that, but I'm not his agent. Fastball swung on, taken on one hop by the third baseman, Sato, and he throws the ball over the head of the first baseman. Oh boy, that was a routine play that became exciting, and it's now a 3-0 lead. That's going to cash Sato in all the way from second. That's going to be A5. It's going to be the error here charged to the third baseman. And that is going to bring Tomosuji. We'll have to watch that one again. As he fielded the ball, he had all kinds of time. The runner had come in front of him, and it was like he threw above the runner. And the ball got over the head of the first baseman, and holding it first is going to be Tomosuji. But that's going to be the third run of the ball game here for the Marines. By the way, just going back to the last half inning, they did rule an error to Nakamura. So both third basemen have made errors here tonight. Friend Eris in the house, and he says they think that Toronto could be a player for Sasaki. As they throw over to first base and diving back in time is Tomosuji. I have to tell you, I'm not so sure about Toronto. When we saw the Shohei Ohtani debacle, they've got all kinds of money to do the Blue Jays organization. But then you look at what they actually spent their money on this offseason. It's embarrassing. Here's the first pitch to Oka. It's a line drive hit over the shortstop head, and it's going to get up the gap. This is going to be trouble. It goes all the way to the wall. Rounding third and heading home is Tomosuji, and he's going to score the 4th run of the game for the Marines, as Oka has got himself a RBI double. And the Marines have brought the bats here tonight in this one, as they now have a 4-0 lead. And you could just see how this magnifies. It was a ball that was an error by the third baseman, would have been the 3rd out of the inning. They'd have been back in the dugout with a 2-0 lead, meaning down with a 2-0 deficit to the Marines, and now they're down by 4. So if you're Takahashi, you're just shaking your head. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike by Yudai Fujioka. Fujioka tonight is 0 for 1. He has flown to center field his only trip up. His average is at .250 now on the season, with a couple of homers and 4 runs batted in. Jackson says we might get a blowout here. Well, you better figure it out pretty quickly, or it could get ugly fast. And when that happens, that usually means I'll be talking to myself by the time the 8th inning rolls around. And there's a breaking ball that is swung on, tap foul over on the first base side. The count is now 0-2 to Fujioka. I wouldn't count the Lions out yet. As we said before at the top of the stream, that Tanichi has struggled a little bit this year. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, chopped over to third. Another play by Sato. He's got a chance for redemption. Throws it in the dirt, and a nice pick there by Watanabe. That's going to go down as a ground out 5-3. Sato almost threw another one away. And that is going to do it here in inning number 2. But the Marines put a couple of more runs on the board. 2 runs on the benefit of 2 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 3rd inning. Your score is Chiba 4 and Saitama no score. B-Tide asked the question. I'll come back and talk a little bit about that in a minute. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Four nothing ball game. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend B-Tide said, what were you saying about Lions players not being happy, or a specific player? They have really struggled to keep their stars, is what I was saying earlier on. Either guys wanting too much money, or, a whole host of different things. There's a first pitch fastball that misses inside to Shinya Hasegawa, and the count is 1-0. Hasegawa leading it off here, batting 135, no homers and 1 RBI. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count runs even to 1-1. I was saying about Yusei Kikuchi was a Lion. He left. Shogo Akiyama was a Lion. He left for Major League Baseball. Fastball swung on, ripped foul down the left field line into the seats. Count goes to 1-2 on Hasegawa. They traded Tomoya Mori to the Oryx Buffaloes. That was a deal. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined softly to the shortstop, Tomosuji, and that is going to retire Hasegawa for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the top of the order in Yuji Kaneko. And then, of course, the sexual assault allegations toward the home run champion in 2022, Yamakawa, and he was shipped off to the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in this offseason. And then other players over time have just sort of walked away from the Lions. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And personally speaking, outside of the training facility that they have in Saitama, I'm not so sure that a lot of guys like playing in that particular park. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman. Sato underhand flips it to the pitcher covering. That's going to go down as a ground out, 3-1. There is the first pitcher fielding his position play of the night. As our friend Baseball Lover 1984 and I were talking about last night. So one of the books here, and then it's going to bring up the shortstop Sosuke Genda. Yeah, it's basically what they got back in the Mori trade, in my opinion, that was a bit dicey at the time. SRC Obscurities was talking about that. I mean, losing players to the big leagues, that's going to happen if guys want to go, and especially if they can take their international free agency and go. But again, it's losing the players, and then who can you attract to bring in? You also look at the international players the Lions have had in recent years. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. Or check that, 2-0 now to Genda. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 2-1. Jackson asked the question if that was that he likes to just follow that particular play. Actually, we were talking about it the other night. I was saying in the Japanese league that you could be approximately 20 to 25% of putouts not involving strikeouts come via the pitcher in some capacity. There's a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. So there are some nights that when you take away the strikeouts, if there's 27 outs in a game and you take away 10 strikeouts in a game, leaves you 17 outs. The pitchers can be involved in the play sometimes 4 out of the 17 times, which is, or at least 4 of the 17 outs. As that ball was lifted out of play. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Genda here. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball swung on, and another one lifted out of play, and the count remains at 3-2. That's correct. Hideto Asamura left to go to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And there was another player, too, with the Eagles, I believe. And I want to say it was Daichi Suzuki, but Suzuki might have been a Marine. As that fastball swung on, its line to the shortstop, Tomosuji. He makes a diving play, moving to his left, and that is going to retire Genda for the 3rd out of the inning. They go quietly and quickly to the Lions in the 3rd. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom half of the 3rd. Your score is the Marines 4 and the Lions no score. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be back in just a few. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. If you've never seen him or heard about him, check him out after the ball game. He's a pretty entertaining character.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of inning number 3, and coming to bat will be Katsuya Kakanaka, Neftali Soto, and Gregory Polanco. And the first pitch delivered to Kakanaka is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 36 pitches through the first 2 innings for the right-hander Takahashi. He delivers a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Kakanaka got the party started in the first inning with a 2-out triple. Came home on the home run by Neftali Soto. So that breaking ball misses upstairs. It's now 2-1 to Kakanaka. Takahashi ready to go again as he works himself set. And here comes the 2-1. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. Tyler asked the question, do you think that the Lions are a poverty franchise of the NPB? I don't know about that. They're owned by a rail company, which is the Seibu Rail, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-2. That's actually one of the other neat pieces, too. The tube or the rail takes you right to the stadium. So when you go out of center field, if you throw a baseball about 50 yards, you'll hit the train station. So it's a great thing. Commuters are brought right to the park. Fastball swung on, fielded, grounded up the middle, fielded by the second baseman, Tonosaki. He throws to first, and an interesting play there by Watanabe, be able to hold the bag, and that is going to retire Kakanaka. Ground out 4-3 for out number 1 here in inning number 3. We get a look at that replay, and the second baseman, the second baseman, Tonosaki, had to go to his right up the middle to be able to field the ball, and then he threw kind of off balance. I'd have to say it was a really good play by him. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. Well, I'll also say this, Tyler. You also think of some of the decisions they make in terms of the international players that they bring in. They had Corey Spangenberg in their lineup a couple of years ago, and he used to frustrate the old manager, just his approach at the plate. Fastball misses upstairs to Soto. The count is now 2-0. And they had some other players over the last few years, and they really haven't given them productivity. I also could say that about the international signings of the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Some of their players, just from the offensive standpoint, aren't giving them the production. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 2-1 on Soto. Kitty also makes a point about how the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks can pay more money. They have bigger bankroll. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. And you have to wonder about how some of these teams are managed. Some teams have bigger payrolls, bigger bankrolls, and you can hide your mistakes when you can spend your way out of trouble. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 3-2. Lions maybe don't have that luxury. They have a budget they can spend, but they can't spend as much as others. But when you make mistakes, the mistakes become even greater. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. Yeah, Tyler has a good point there. For example, like the A's or the Rockies, maybe not so much the last couple of years, but certainly the A's over the last 25 years have been one of those clubs that they have been able to make wine from watermelons. Here's the 3-2. Fastball swung on. This ball could be trouble. This could be another home run for Soto. Back onto the warning track, and that ball is going to get knocked down. Oh, he thought he got a hold of another one, did Soto. But that ball is going to be hauled in by the left fielder Kaneko on the warning track for out number 2. And that's going to leave it up to the left fielder Gregory Polanco. And you can see it. Balls that are going to be hit to left field right now are going to be in trouble. Wind is going to knock them down. Balls hit to right field. They've got a chance to carry out. And Takahashi blows a sigh of relief. Our friend Justine asked the question, do you think that the first 5 innings can go under 6.5 runs? Well, it's been a lot of offense here so far, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. That breaking ball is taken for a called strike. And now a fastball backs Gregory Polanco off the plate, and the count goes to even at 1-1. Kitty says the Marines have such a tricky home ground with that wind. That is a fact. There has been they are kind of the San Francisco of Japanese baseball. There's a breaking ball missing inside. The count goes to 2-1 on Polanco. Some of the wind in Chiba is absolutely crazy. The stadium is right on the water, or pretty close to the water. So they could get all kinds of breezes going on there. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is golfed into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Moving over to field it is the center fielder, Hasegawa, in right center field. He picks it up and fires it back into the infield. And Polanco has got himself a 2-out single. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Toshiya Sato. So stay tuned, everybody. This is where things get interesting. In the first inning, all the damage came with 2 out when Kakanaka tripled and Soto homered. In the second inning with 2 out, that was when Tomosuji reached on the error, which brought home Sato with the third run. And he came home on the double by Oka. So this is a bit of Achilles heel a bit here. There's a fastball swung on, and it is lined right to the glove of the first baseman, Watanabe. Oh boy, that was destined for the right field corner, but he makes a great play. Sato is retired for the third out of the inning. Well, we had no runs in the inning. There was 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 3 complete innings. Your score is the Marines 4 and the Lions no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. Be right back after this in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the middle frames here as the top of the 4th inning is just around the corner. And it is going to be coming to bat for the Alliance. It'll be Wakabayashi, Nakamura, and Sato, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. 45 pitches through the first 3 innings for the right-hander Tenichi, who delivers a first pitch, split-finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Wakabayashi 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to short his first time up, as the split finger pitch is swung on again and missed. And the count now quickly goes to 0-2. Our friend Eris says, surprised that Polanco did not sign with a major league club in this past offseason. I have to say, in some ways, he reminds me of the Santana with the Swallows. Doesn't run as well anymore. Not sure they're going to pay him as a full-time DH, as that fastball misses down and the count is 1-2 to Wakabayashi. So I think there are some challenges to his game. That fastball swung on and fouled away. It reaches the seats on the first base side. And again, he had some injury issues. I have a feeling that Polanco's days in Major League Baseball are done. If he could be adequate here with the Marines, he'll probably stick around till the end of his career. Split finger pitch swung on and missed. Wakabayashi in the books. He goes out for out number 1 here. That's the 3rd strikeout on the night by Tenichi. That's going to bring up Takeya Nakamura to the plate. So that brings Nakamura to the plate. He is, in this one, 0 for 1 tonight as he flew up to left field. And he takes a fastball just off the outside corner for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Kitty says that forkball is a killer. Absolutely. It just falls right off the table. There's another one there, but the veteran Nakamura holds off on that, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 2-1. Our friend, I think it was SRC Security, said about reclamation projects. Sometimes you see that more with the pitchers. I think of Miles Michaelis, Scott McGuff, Nick Martinez, some names quickly that come to mind. Suarez, pitcher for the Padres, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 2-2 here to Nakamura. Hitters going away and coming back. It can happen, and we've seen it over the years. I just don't know if I see it as frequent. Fastball swung on, lifted into right field, coming hard. And did he make the catch? No, he dropped the ball. That was Kakanaka. And sliding into second base is going to be Nakamura. We're going to have to wait to see how they score this one. He had to come a long way, did Kakanaka. The wind was blowing it. I thought he was going to make a shoestring catch. And the next thing you know, the ball ended up squirting away on him. He had to come a long way, lost his hat. And the next thing you know, he couldn't hang on. It went off the end of his glove. And the big fella, props to Nakamura, he goes sliding into second base. We'll see if they rule out an error or a 2-base hit. But regardless, Nakamura's at second with 1 gone, and that brings Ryusei Sato to the plate looking to make amends. As the first pitch is a split finger pitch down in the dirt. Sato was the one responsible for making the error in the second inning that led to a pair of runs. It would have ended the inning if he would have thrown Tomosuji out. But instead, it ended up costing him a run, and then later Tomosuji came around to score on the double by Oka. So here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball taken right down the middle for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Our friend Juan asked the question if there's any picks for the next NPB games. I had to throw my stuff up late today because we were there, and I just threw up some quick picks, no comments on our site on the community page. So we offer our thoughts. As the fastball is missed outside, the count now goes to 2-1. Tyler asked the question. It's a good question. Who do you think are underrated hitters in the MLB that you think would prosper in the NPB? Let me give some thoughts on that. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 2-2. Tyler, I don't know if I could give you an answer on that tonight, but I might have to scour and think of a few. I know that you said Giancarlo Stanton could be the Barry Bonds of the NPB. He could be the Barry Bonds of the MLB if he could stay healthy. Fastball swung on, popped up down the right field line, but that's going to reach the seats. Count remains at 2-2 to Sato. I kind of look at guys who are 4A players, guys who are too good for AAA. They got nothing left to prove, and they just can't find a spot, and then they have to head over to the NPB, maybe where they can get themselves a payday and be an everyday guy. But there's nobody off the top of my head that would pop for me at the moment. Another bounce-back type of player who went to Korea and who's enjoying a nice season here with the Cubs is Michael Tauchman. Tauchman began his career, I believe, with the Rockies, ended up in the Yankees camp. Then he went to Korea, and now he's back with the Cubs. There's a fastball inside, and it looks like it has hit the hand or the wrist of Sato. He's gone down in a heap. They're going to have to come out and check on him for sure. The trainers have made it out there. They're going to take him off the field. Sato gets up like he's had a few too many whiskeys. He walks gingerly back to the dugout. We'll see what happens here. So for those of you who are new, they like to take the players down the tunnel to have an examination of them But boy, that did not look good at all. He's been hit by the pitch, so he is going to go to first. He'll bring Shuta Tonosaki to the plate, but we're going to wait here to see what the injury is going to look like. SRC says, I really wanted John Singleton to test the waters. You know, a guy who I thought would have been an interesting look in the NPB would have been, I don't know if you guys remember, was Chris Carter, who played with the Milwaukee Brewers, hit 30 bombs one year. I thought he would have been a good fit to go over to Japan a couple of years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, he might have been a Houston Astro before becoming a Brewer. Our friend Kitty said if they lose Sato, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, Sato's been swinging the bat well. Well, here he comes. Looks like he is going to stay in the ball game. Or is he? No, maybe not. I'm not sure. That's Sato. Yeah, Sato is going to stay in the ball game. He's coming back out. So he's going to run at first base for himself with Nakamura at second. And I think they've given Nakamura a hit there. I've got to go back and do a double check on that to see exactly what they awarded Nakamura. I don't think there was an error on that play. And the first pitch is a fastball delivered to Tonosaki, taken for a called strike. Yeah, they gave a double to Nakamura on that. That was a very generous double, if I would say so. But he got it nonetheless. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Tonosaki. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And now Tonosaki's in the hole at 0-2. Runner at second, Nakamura. Runner at first, Sato. One gone here in the fourth inning. And Tonosaki finds himself in the hole at 0-2. I have to tell you, I've seen Tonosaki hit over the last couple of years. But this is not a confident-looking number 5 at the plate. He looks confused on some of the pitches that he takes. There's a split-finger pitch missing down, and the count goes to 1-2. He has had some good runs. He had a very good season last year. SRC said Chris Carter was basically an ideal profile on an NPB DH. Yeah, I would say so. It's too bad. I don't really know whatever happened to his game. He just sort of faded away into the sunset. Fastball swung on and chopped foul over on the third base side. You have to go back up and look to see what looks like CB Tonosaki was talking about Chris Davis. I think it was Chris Davis with the K. The Oakland A's. There's a fastball swung on, chopped slowly over to third. They're going to go to second for one. They're not going to be able to turn the double play. That's going to go in the books as a 5-4 fielder's choice. Sato retired at second for the second out of the inning. Safe at first is Tonosaki. Advancing to third is Nakamura. And that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Kento Watanabe. SRC says, too many Ks for the MLB, but tons of power and pitch recognition. I was at a game in Seattle one time, and it was in the, top of the ninth inning. And Carter was coming to the plate with 2 out, and I said to the guy, I was kind of positioning myself to leave the stadium. And I looked at the guy standing beside me, and I said, you watch, he's going to tie the game right here. And the words were barely out of my mouth, and Carter went straight away center. As that fastball is taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Watanabe. He had that kind of power. Here's the 0-1. A split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. B-Tide says, are the plate distances the same as MLB? Just feel shorter. Well, the diamond is the same. I think the field dimensions in some places are smaller. That's for sure. As that fastball was swung on and fouled away by Watanabe. One park that they say is as major league ready dimensionally is the Hotomoto Field in Kobe, where the Buffaloes play 3 to 4 homestands a year. I was there last year. It was a really cool park, nice major league style park. Fastball swung on, check swing foul, popped up on the first base side in foul territory, and that's going to be hauled in by Sato, and that is going to retire the Lions here in their 4th inning. Well, they threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Marines 4 and the Lions no score. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight. We'll continue to chat with the chat as we have a lively one here in this one. Appreciate you guys again for being with us. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Marines here in inning number 4. It is going to be Shogo Nakamura, Tatsuhiro Tamura, and Atsuki Tomosuji, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, as Kona Takahashi delivers a first pitch breaking ball inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. 54 pitches through the first 3 innings for the Lions right-hander. As Nakamura waits on the offering, and the pitch is delivered. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. Nakamura has had a sacrifice bunt his first time up, and that has been it for him tonight, as he does not have an official at bat yet. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-0 on Nakamura. So 3 balls and no strikes. Right-hander again delivers a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 3-1. That's right. Puig was in the KBO. I'm pretty sure that when you look at a guy like Puig and some of the off-field shenanigans that he has, teams will want to stay away from guys like that. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-2 on Nakamura. Jackson says he's feeling some more runs here. Well, you might not be that far off. It's going to have to, Takahashi's going to have to try to take care of business here, but there's a fastball lined into center field for a base hit. That is going to be the 6th hit of the ball game for the Marines. Nakamura aboard with a leadoff single here. That'll bring up the catcher, Tatsuhiro Tamura. Yeah, Yasiel Puig was definitely a pretty good. If you guys are interested at some point, we have an interview, an old interview on our channel where I did an interview with Orv Franchuk. He never really talked about Puig so much. He was the hitting coach for Chattanooga in Double-A when Jock Peterson and Yasiel Puig were down there. That was the last year. That was in 2013. That was when he was last in organized ball. Orv is going to be 80 years old, I believe, this month. I had a chance to coach with Orv about 10 years ago. There's a fastball bunted down the first baseline, fielded by Takahashi, throws to first. It's going to be a sacrifice. 1-4 on the putout. Nakamura advances over to second base. It'll bring up the shortstop Atsuki Tomosuji. But anyways, just a story. Orv had relayed some stuff, and he said, yeah, Yasiel Puig was pretty crazy. he and Jock Peterson had kept in touch. I don't know if he still keeps in touch with Jock or not, but he had nothing but unbelievable things to say about the athleticism of Puig. When you think of Puig, you think of he would be in the category of Bo Jackson type physical tools. Just unbelievably strong. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Without saying it directly, but you could say this, that Puig was a child in a man's body. And unfortunately, when you come from certain countries, whether it be in his case, Cuba, or maybe even in Latin America, the education system isn't as strong. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2 to Tomosuji. But the unfortunate part is that some of these players, they're not developed in the brain as they are physically. And some of the off-field decisions that obviously Yasiel Puig has made has been to his detriment. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball down, and the count now goes to 1-2. Say says the MLB neglects the sacrifice bunt. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm interested to see, we see patterns in Major League Baseball, patterns where teams will do things, but nobody really does stuff on their own. There's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and Tomosuji's gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. What I mean by that is when are we going to see a team that's going to adopt more bunts? When are we going to see teams with pitchers parks like Petco or Comerica Park, where they build their team with a bunch of rabbits, guys who can run, guys who can nickel and dime, maybe not necessarily power bats. Now, it may not transcend into the parks and other places, but if you can get guys who can cover the ground in the outfield, and I think at Old Bush Stadium when they used to have Willie McGee, Vince Coleman, Lonnie Smith patrolling the outfield, none of those guys hit 20 bombs, but they could sure run like heck and be able to bunt and do all kinds of stuff, steal bases. It makes you wonder if we're ever going to see something like that again. They were able to find their way into the World Series. So here comes the 1-0 offering to Oka as Takahashi holds set. Pitch on the way, breaking ball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Friend Aris says the Royals have been trying it again with the speed in the defense. I mean, offense sells the tickets, defense wins the games, and maybe you get yourself a club that can produce some of that defensive stuff and play a little bit more exciting brand of ball. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. Yeah, B-Tide echoes that as well. They've got some pretty plus speed there. There's a breaking ball down, and they appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say that Oka didn't go. That runs the count now to 3-1. Real G Money says, should I bet the fifth inning result as a tie? Not sure about that. So Oka here with a 3-1 count. There's 2 gone here in the inning. The runner at second is Nakamura. Marines are looking to add another run to the board as the right-hander delivers a split finger pitch. It misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Oka is going to be aboard. That's going to set up a force at any base as it brings Yudai Fujioka to the plate. It also brings the Lions brass up out of their seats. And the catcher out to the mound, and they have a full-on pride of Lions out to discuss what is happening here. Don't see the pitching coach, just see the defense talking it over. Friend Tyler says, Carroll, Thomas, and McCarthy all have crazy wheels. You are absolutely correct on that one. Corbin Carroll, though, I was looking up his stat line recently, and he has definitely got the sophomore jinx. He's been struggling a little bit at the plate this year. So here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting Fujioka. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble moving into the corner, but with room to make the catch is the right fielder Wakabayashi. And that is going to do it here. He sent it a long way, did Fujioka, but just not long enough. So getting some defense and getting some fortunate wind here in the favor of the Lions as Fujioka flies out for the third out of the inning. Well, we are now through 4 complete. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Check that, 2 runners left aboard. It is the Marines 4 and the Lions no score. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. Kind of too bad I can't keep up with the chat tonight. I'm a little bit behind on my game, but I'm glad you guys are keeping up on yours. We'll be back here in just a few, right after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. The first pitch delivered to Senisuge was a fastball that missed down for ball. And the second pitch was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1 to the Lions catcher. That was another thing that when they had traded Tomoya Mori, the moving Suge behind the plate, they were noticeably a different team. When they had to take Tomoya Mori out, Mori had flashed some plus defense for the Lions. As we were talking about that earlier in the stream, Mori being moved to the Buffaloes, I didn't really get the same return. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Suge in the books for out number 1, and by our account, would be the 4th strikeout of the night here by Tanichi. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Shinya Hasegawa. Well, for Hasegawa tonight, he is 0 for 1. He hit a soft liner to the shortstop his last time up. And he swings through that fastball and fouls it off into his shin guard. And the count is quickly 0-1. Balls and 1 strike. I had mentioned before, if you've ever fouled a pitch off anything over 85 miles an hour into your shin, it can hurt. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and check that, taken for a ball. I think we're going to have to get ourselves a drink and a snack on the in-between here to get ourselves woken back up. As that fastball has been swung on, it has popped up down the first base line, giving chase and making the catch as the first baseman, Sato. He had turned his back to the infield. He had run it down, and then he had to come back on the ball. That is that crazy win for you in Chiba. That's going to retire Hasegawa for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Yuji Kaneko. Tyler asked if I saw his fun fact earlier. Actually, I missed on that one. As I said, I've been bouncing in and out a little bit of the chat. So you have to refresh that to me there, Tyler, if you could. B-Tide said he ran in a circle because of the wind. Yes, he did. pretty cool catch nonetheless. Here comes the first offering. It's a fastball down. The count is 1-0 to Kaneko. Kaneko is 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled in the first, and then he grounded out to the first baseman his last time up. Harris says that Bay wind can be nuts. You're absolutely right. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-0. One of the stadiums I did not get to last year was my own fault because I'd ended up picking up tickets for 3 games at the Tokyo Dome. Could have went to see Chiba. It was Carter Stewart Jr. of the Hawks. I forget who the Marines sent that night, but I ended up not going to that game. So 3 balls and no strikes here to Kaneko. As the right-hander ready to go again. Pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 3-1. Tyler said Jock Peterson was the number 1 wide receiver on the same high school team as Devontae Adams. Fastball misses inside. That's going to be ball 4. That's actually pretty cool to know. It was a 5-star prospect. That's pretty interesting. I didn't realize that, but I have to say, Jock Peterson, certainly last year when he was playing with the Giants, looked like he had a few extra meals. It's like he is really filling out in maybe not always the right places. I think I haven't looked on his stats with the D-backs this year. So that brings Sosuke Genda to the plate. Genda is officially 0 for 1 tonight as he takes a fastball up for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Sorry, Obscurity says, I'm used to the quarterback-pitcher overlap. Interesting to hear about a receiver prospect. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Receiver prospect who was pretty good was, once upon a time, if you remember Jeff Samardzija, who pitched with the Cubs. He was a wide receiver at Notre Dame. There was a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. There was thoughts that he might go to the NFL. Once upon a time, there was a guy that I had a chance to play against, and his name was Greg McMurtry. I believe he was a first-round pick in 2 sports. He definitely was a first-round pick of the New England Patriots. He was a wide receiver. He also played at the University of Michigan, where he had played baseball, and I believe the Red Sox had made him a draft pick, but I don't know where the Red Sox had picked him. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. Genda goes in the books, and that's going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the 5th. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, but 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Marines 4 and the Lions no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. I don't know if that's going to be the end of the night for Takahashi, but we'll check back in it when we see it here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back after this. From our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. Be sure to check out Steve Rademacher after the game for all your crazy entertainment needs. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Bottom of the 5th around the corner. We do have a pitching change. It looks like it is Jeffrey Yan now in the game for the Lions. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. The lefty Jeffrey Yan has come into the game to replace Kona Takahashi as Takahashi's night is over. Yan, the lefty, who we got a chance to see in the exhibition season. He's got a little bit of life here. He has not had a great start to his NPB career, but he has an interesting story behind him. I think if I can recall correctly, he was pitching in a men's league in Arizona after he got released. And anyways, Jeffrey Yan, if I can find the story, I'm not sure if it is on a Wikipedia page or if it ended up on one of these other ones they were talking about his stuff. I'm just taking a look. Jeffrey Yan, and it's spelled with Jeffry. So we have a pinch hitter in Takashi Ogino coming in for Kakanaka. And the first pitch to Ogino is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So the night is over for Kakanaka. So no balls and one strike to Ogino. I would assume he's probably going to go into right field, as there is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 1-1. Jeffrey Yan, I'm just going to pull this up to see if I can find him. He was a Dominican pitcher with the side. Obviously, he's with the Saitama Seibu Lions. There's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul on the third base side. Originally was signed by the Los Angeles Angels as a international free agent way back in 2013. Bounced around. He was with the Miami Marlins and a few others, but it was April 29th, 2021, after having spent 3 years out of affiliated ball, signed with the Marlins. He was discovered while pitching in a men's league in Arizona. Fastball swung on, grounded over to third, fielded by Sato, who throws to first. Ogino's gone on a ground out 5-3. He's in the books for the first out of the inning. And then he had split time. He was with the single A Jupiter Hammerheads and Pensacola Blue Wahoos. And he ended up getting the Triple A with the Marlins. But then he elected free agency at the end of last season. He was in the Southern League All-Star as he pitched for the Pelicans during that year. And he signed a $500,000 one-year deal with the Lions. This is a pretty good payday for him, as there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. The wind is going to knock it down, and coming in and making the catch is the left fielder, and that is Yuji Kaneko. Soto sent it a long way. That's the third ball tonight he is absolutely clobbered. But he has gone for out number 2. Any ball hit to left or left center field, it's going to come back, just as that one did there. So all you can do is laugh. So that brings Gregory Polanco to the plate. Polanco is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single in 2 trips. So left-hander against the left-hander. Yan ready to go. He kicks and fires a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. SRC says, interesting to see a Gaijin player in low leverage situation. Guess they're hoping to ease him in. Yeah, that's probably fair. He's probably hasn't had a lot of looks here since the early in spring training. There's a breaking ball that comes in for a called strike, and it counts 1-1 to Polanco. I saw him pitch in the spring, and I was, from the left side, you get somebody pumping into that low to mid 90s. You can't not stop and have a look at this type of player. It makes you wonder maybe why he didn't progress. Breaking ball misses down, and the count is 2-1. Zay says, Neftali hitting the ball hard. This is a true statement. Really hitting the ball hard. Just a reminder, at the end of the 5th inning is what we like to call the Japanese halftime. And that means that we will take a break, as it's an extended break. We'll go get ourselves a fresh cup of tea so we can bring home the rest of this for you. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is the right fielder Wakabayashi. And Polanco was gone for the third out of the inning. And the Marines go quietly again here in the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Yan does his job. We'll be back here in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being with us. We'll put the music on loop to have you guys entertained, and we'll be back when we can after this. Your score, 4-0 Marines as we head to the sixth. Welcome back, everybody. A little late getting back into the saddle, and it is a pop out here by the right fielder Gakuto Wakabayashi for the first out of the inning, as he is gone for out number one. It's going to bring up Takeya Nakamura, and the first pitch to Nakamura is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to him. So 1 ball and no strikes. The pop out by Wakabayashi was to the third baseman, Nakamura. As that fastball is swung on, it is lifted down the right field line, and it's going to reach the seats. The count goes even to Nakamura at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nakamura tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a double and 2 trips. He's also flown to left. The Lions are looking to find their way onto the board. Saw a stat earlier maybe about a week or so ago, and they had lost a number of extra inning games in a row, did the Lions. Futility over that period was unbelievable. I think it was like 14 straight. Fastball swung on, grounded to third, fielded by Nakamura, who throws to first, and that is going to be retired by one Nakamura to the other. Shogo Nakamura, who had to move to his left to field it, takes away a potential hit for Takeya Nakamura, and that is a ground out 5-3 for 2 outs here, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Ryusuke Sato. And for Sato tonight, he is officially 0 for 1. He struck out, and he was hit by a pitch his last time up. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Marines 4, Lions nothing here in the top of the 6th inning as that split figure pitch misses down and the count runs even to 1-1. There's not been a ton of traffic on the base paths tonight. And when there has been, it's been a quick runs and quickly scored. As that split figure pitch misses down, it's now 2-1. Be interesting to see if the right-hander Tanichi stays in much longer. He's at 96 pitches. Fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the bag at third base, and the count goes to 2-2. Be curious to see how the Marines will manage their bullpen here to try to close this one out. The game that we did on Friday between the Eagles and the Marines, as there's a breaking ball that's down. They appeal to the first base umpire, but they say Sato didn't go. The pitcher, Hayakawa, the lefty for the Eagles, they were winning 12-0 going to the top of the 9th inning, and he was at 120 pitches plus. He was still in the ball game. It was a complete game. He didn't get the shutout, but he did get the victory in that one there. And here is something that we haven't experienced much here tonight. And that is, or at least recently, and that is that we have a little bit of a pause. And now our feed was a little bit delayed. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Tomosuji. He's there to make the catch. And that is going to do it as the Lions go quietly here again. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We'll see if Tanichi comes back out for another inning. Your scores, we move to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Marines 4 and the Lions no score. And they have a fan that is going to take on their version of the freeze and a sprint along the warning track. But we're not going to stick around for that. We'll come back in a bit. It is 4-0 here as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have a 4-0 ball game. The version of the freeze has just taken part one of the fans in this one here tonight for the Marines. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Thanks for stopping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change as the Lions are going to their bullpen yet again. So the night for Jeffrey Yan was a quick one and done. It is going to be number 14 coming into the ball game, and this is going to be Tatsushi Masuda, as he is going to be taking over here. Masuda has been a closer for many years for the Lions. He had 19 saves last year, 31 the year before. But to this point this year here, he is making his 8th appearance. He's got a record of 0-2. He does not have a save. He has pitched in 6 innings. He's allowed 7 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 3, and he's got an ERA of 3.00. So he's going to be facing Toshiya Sato, Shogo Nakamura, and Tetsuhiro Tamura. So Masuda ready to deliver as he kicks and fires a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Sato batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Masuda. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down and in. And the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Sato. Sato, Nakamura, and Tamura, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order for the Marines. You face the right-hander Masuda here, who kicks and delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike on the inside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2. I don't think Sato was too appreciative of that one. Our friend Jackson says, well, started quick and slowed down now. Yeah, now that they're going to the bullpen and it's going to be a pitching parade from here on out, it's going to start to slow things down a bit. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second, fielded neatly by Tonosaki. Throws to first. Sato's in the books, ground out 4-3 for out number 1. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Shogo Nakamura. And for Nakamura, he is officially 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a single and a sacrifice bunt. He's also made an error defensively, but he's come up with a number of other plays. He's raised his average up to 202 on the campaign. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Nakamura batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Masuda, who kicks and delivers a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes as Masuda ready to go again as he checks the sign from his catcher. Okay, working off of one knee. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander holds at the belt. Here comes the pitch. Fastball down in the dirt, and the count now goes to 2-2. No other games going on in the NPB, but there is a full slate of games today. Coming up later at the Rakuten Mobile Stadium, Miyagi in Tohoku, it is the Buffaloes and the Eagles. Fighters go to the PayPay Dome to play the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks tonight. Both of those games go off at 6 o'clock local time. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Over in the Central League, it'll be the Swallows traveling to Yokohama to play the Bay Stars. Giants are in Chinichi to play the Dragons, and the Carp are away at the Koshin Stadium to play the Tigers tonight. Those are all the games that will go off in about 2 hours and 15 minutes time. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Masuda delivers. Fastball misses outside, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Marines are living large here tonight as the right-hander kicks and delivers. And it is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Coming over on it and making the catch is the right fielder Wakabayashi. And that is going to retire Nakamura for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that'll bring up the catcher, Tetsuhiro Tamura. Well, for Tamura, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out, and he has a sacrifice bunt. Batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Masuda. So interesting that they brought some of their other arms in here to pitch, especially Masuda here in the 6th inning. I'm wondering why that would be. First pitch, fastball misses outside. The count is 1-0. Tanichi up and throwing in front of the Marines dugout, which signals that he's probably going to be coming back in for inning number 7. So here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander delivers. Fastball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. Moving back on it, turning around, and now making the catch is the center fielder Hasegawa, and that will do it here for the Marines in their half of the inning. They go quietly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. That is now 7 retired in a row by Lions pitchers. Your score as we move to inning number 7. It is the Marines 4 and the Lions no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back right after these. Or maybe this from our friend Steve.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shuta Tonosaki, Kento Watanabe, and Senisuge to come to bat here in inning number 7, as they are going to be facing the starter Tanichi. As the first pitch is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. That was the 100th pitch of the ball game issued by the Marines right-hander. As he is ready to face the right-handed hitting Tonosaki again, and there's a fastball that misses down. Even though I keep the balls and the strikes, I don't have the ball to strike ratio here. One thing I will say is that he's been able to mitigate the walks. He's only hit one batter and walked one. As there's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is now 1-2 to Tonosaki. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error by the Marines. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error by the Lions. Tanichi been able to keep the Lions hitters in check. There's a fastball that misses down and away. Count is now 2-2 to Tonosaki. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball swung on. This is going to be lined over the head of the third baseman, Nakamura. It's going to get down off the wall in left field. Polanco picks it up. He fires it in. And cruising into second with a double is Tonosaki, a leadoff double here in inning number 7. Lions are going to try to find a way back in here somehow. You're going to get 1 before you get 2 or 3 or even 4 runs. As I say, that error by Sato is going to loom large here. Those 2 extra runs that were put on the board here by the Marines are definitely the difference here. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up on the infield just behind second base. Moving over is Fujioka. He's there and he makes the catch. With 1 pitch, Watanabe is retired for the first out of the inning. That's an unproductive at bat. If you were playing in Philadelphia, they probably start throwing batteries at you. That was completely unproductive. Did not move the runner along another base. See, that would frustrate me as manager. That they're got an opportunity to try to do something and you just can't do anything productive. We do have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Shota Hiranuma at the plate as he's coming in for Senasuge. And the first pitch is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So Shota Hiranuma on as a pinch hitter. And the pitch is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Hiranuma. As the right-hander, Tanichi gets his sign. He works to the belt, now delivers. There's a breaking ball down, but the home plate umpire goes up with the right hand, and he says that Hiranuma went around. And quick work made by the right-hander Tanichi to retire him for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone with the runner at second, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Shinya Hasegawa. So we talk about uncompetitive at-bats. A double there by Tonosaki as he battled the count to 2-2. Watanabe with 1 pitch pops it out to the second baseman, and on 3 pitches, Hiranuma goes down on strikes. So Shinya Hasegawa at the plate, and he pitches a fastball that misses inside for a ball. The count is 1-0. We're talking earlier about teams that are struggling. Maybe not so much at the beginning of this year, but the Chinichi Dragons are another team, at least in my opinion, that are a team that is going nowhere. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. When I look at the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, they're a team that when they brought in Shinjo, they completely gutted and retooled their team. I have to say the future looks bright for Hokkaido. Not sure the same thing could be said long-term for Chinichi. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman Fujioka, who throws to first. Hasegawa gone on a ground out 4-3. He's in the books here for out number 3, and that is going to do it. No runs in the inning. There was 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Scores, we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is a 4-0 lead for the Marines. Our friend Jackson Ward says, how many pitches did they let them go? I'm not sure what's on the books tonight for the starter for the Marines, but we did see 125 plus the other night by the Eagles starter in a 12-1 ball game. So let's find out tonight if he stays in the game or if they're going to go to the bullpen. But for now, we'll be back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters slated to come to bat here for the Marines, and they are going to get another pitcher. It's going to be number 58, a right-hander, and this is going to be Yuta Nakamura. So Nakamura is all over the place tonight. Pitcher number 4 used by the Lions in this one. So Nakamura on in relief. We'll have to take a little moment here. We're going to just take another little break. We're going to get ourselves another glass iced tea. There is a new pitcher or a new catcher in the game as well. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It is a first pitch fastball delivered to Atsuki Tomosuji, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat here to face Nakamura in inning number 7. And the 0-1 on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Marines have a bit of a stranglehold here. They got a 4-0 lead. As of right now, the Lions do not look like they are interested in making a comeback on the offensive side. As that fastball misses outside, it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Kitty, who was in here earlier, a resident Lion fan, unfortunately for her, the Lions are not playing up to snuff tonight. The Marines, it's been all of them here in this one, 4-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Fastball swung on and fouled right back off the mask of the catcher. The count now goes to 2-2. As we said, they have a new catcher. Looks like it is Yuto Koga, who has come into the ball game. And that is to replace Suge, who was pinch hit for. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Tomosuji gone in the books for the first out of the inning. So 1 away here, and that is going to bring up the top of the order in Hiromi Oka. For Oka tonight, he is officially 1 for 2. He's got a double and an RBI. In his 2 trips, he's also drawn a walk. His hits, though, in this one came against the starter, Kona Takahashi, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Right-hander against the right-hander. As they kick and deliver, there's a fastball swung. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field, coming in hard, and making the catch is the center fielder, Hasegawa. That is going to retire Oka for the second out of the inning. And this game has really quieted down here for the Marines. That's 9 in a row retired by Lions pitching. Can't say that the pitching hasn't done their part for the Lions. Our friend SRC Security said Shinichiro had a really solid franchise up to 2013. Wanted to know if they had an ownership change or something. There was a fastball that swung on and lifted foul. That I don't have enough information on and couldn't comment on. But certainly managerial philosophies over time could change, and that is where teams can somehow go awry. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. You look at certain centers, certain teams. How a team is managed, put together, the type of people that you surround yourself with become very important. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander Nakamura ready to go again. Delivers. Split finger pitch swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count remains at 1-2. But I am curious to see if the Marines are going to stay with their starter or if they're going to go to the bullpen. I mean, their starter's been electric. I guess it all depends on what they feel about their bullpen here with a 4-run lead. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, that is down. It's a ball that is squirts away from the catcher Koga. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Fujioka. Lions are running out of outs themselves. They've got 6 outs to have to score 4 runs. This is definitely turning into a daunting task. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down. It's now 3-2 to Fujioka. The right-hander, again, works himself to the belt. Nakamura ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It's going to be a 2-out walk. That's got to drive managers crazy. 2-out base on balls. And that is going to bring up, at least in our books, Takashi Ogino. And it looks like that's the end of the night for Fujioka. They're going to have a pinch runner for him. It's going to be number 57, Ryusi Ogawa. He's going to enter the fray. That was the same sort of substitution we saw last night. Ogawa in, Fujioka out. It does bring Takashi Ogino to the plate. Ogino 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to third his first time up. Came on to replace the right fielder Katsuya Kakanaka. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Pretty festive crowd in Chiba, as the home side are bouncing up and down as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Ogawa. Got to keep your eye on Ogawa. He can move a little bit. As the 0-1 coming here to Ogino. And stepping off the base is the pitcher Nakamura. And that chases the runner back to the bag. So no balls and 1 strike as the right-hander works himself to the set. Now he throws over to first, and diving back is Ogawa. They are concerned about him and him being off to the races here. So no balls and 1 strike as the right-hander works himself to the belt. And here's the pitch. Fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike. And now the count goes to 0-2. I don't think Ogino necessarily liked the call. Catcher was set up on the outside corner. In fact, I would even say it was set up off the plate, but it looked like that had a little bit of backdoor run to it on that fastball. The only way we could tell is that maybe if we had the overhead view to go with it. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And again, stepping off the mound and feigning the runner back is Nakamura. We'll try this all over again. So here comes the 0-2 offering. As he works himself set to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be looped into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Ogawa is going to stop at second. Ogino's got himself his first knock of the night. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Neftali Soto. Well, for Soto tonight, he has put a charge into a couple baseballs. He has a home run, and he has also flown out twice to left field. Both occasions, the wind has knocked it down, so he comes to the plate. But they do have a conference out at the mound as the pitching coach Toyota out to talk to his young right-hander, probably to mention to him exactly what is going on here with the batter Soto who's coming up. Soto hit a 2-run shot back in the first inning. It was his 3rd homer of the year. As we said, 2 fly balls to left field. had been knocked down. He absolutely had looked like he obliterated the third at bat as the ball was sent to deep left center field, but the wind got a hold of it and knocked it right back down to the field. So that is where we stand here. Here comes the offering from the right-hander Nakamura, who leans in, gets his sign from his catcher Koga, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Soto. When this game is done, we'll give you a full recap and roundup of it before we sign off on the air. We're here in the last half of the seventh inning. Marines are threatening again. Runners at first and second with two gone. The first two batters of the inning were retired. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-handed hitting. Soto waggling the bat. Waiting on the offering from the right-hander here. Now he works himself to the belt. Checks the runner at second. Here comes the pitch. Fastball comes inside, and he drills Soto. Oh, boy, that's going to load the bases. So now they got quite the storm going on, and it's going to bring Gregory Polanco to the plate. So Soto is aboard. Running at third is Ogawa, the runner at second, Ogino. Soto is the runner at first. Kind of right in the left shoulder blade. Good job by Soto to roll into the pitch so no further damage could be done. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's one of the places you want to do it. Jose Manuel Torres Acosta says, Fred Tyler says he'd stay for the whole game, but he's dead tired. No worries there, Tyler. Appreciate you for stopping in here tonight. Jose says, guys, you think us can watch other inning. I'm not sure what that means, but there's a fastball swung on it. Has popped up behind home plate. This ball is going to drift back into the seats as Koga is not going to be able to do it. Able to receive it. That's going to be no balls and 1 strike to Polanco. Sorry, Jose, we don't show the video on the stream here. That'll get us shut down. Too much work into this for that. That is for certain. We just give you the live commentary, and you got to find feed. And then you're in business. Our friend Troy in the house tonight says the Marines pick is looking good right now. That's what everybody was jumping on early in the stream. Although I have to say the Lions have quieted their bats up until this inning where they are threatening. No balls and 2 strikes here to Polanco. Marines looking to pad their lead here if they can. It looks like Nakamura is going to have another visit here from the catcher, Yuta Koga. Not sure who the home plate umpire is, but the home plate umpire does not look like they are much more than maybe 25 years old, or as it would seem. Troy asked the question if Roki pitched tonight. No Roki tonight. It is the starter at Natsuki Tanichi. Tanichi has gone all the way so far. He is north of 100 pitches. We're just curious to see if he's going to come back out for inning number 8. So 4-0 for the Marines. Bases are loaded. No balls and 2 strikes to Gregory Polanco here. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And they throw over to first base, and they pick off. Oh, my goodness. They picked off Nestali Soto. I don't know what he was doing. Bases loaded. Timing play there by the first baseman, Watanabe. And that is going to do it. Oh, boy. That's a boneheaded base running decision. So he's going to get picked off. That's going to go in the books as 1-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. No runs in the inning on the benefit of one hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 8th inning. Totally Soto, what are you doing? Veteran making a rookie mistake. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. It looks like Sawamura is coming in relief. And with the bases loaded too. Unbelievable. Let's see what happens here when we come back. Everybody, appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Let's pay some homage to Tanichi as his night is done. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Hirokazu Sawamura coming on in relief, the former Boston Red Sox big leaguer taking over here in inning number 8. Sawamura had some decent times with the Red Sox, but the cited too many walks per 9 innings was what cost him his job in Beantown. So he is going to be facing the top of the order for the Lions. Slated to come to bat will be Yuji Kaneko, Sosuke Genda, and Gakudo Wakabayashi. Kaneko tonight, officially 1 for 2. He's got a double in 2 trips plus a walk. So he bats here to face Sawamura for the 8th inning. They are running out of outs for the Lions. They got 6 left to play with. As the Marines right-hander delivers a split finger pitch and misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Kaneko didn't go, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Sawamura ready to go again. Here's the pitch. And the fastball is swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. Yeah, you've got a situation where you got Gregory Polanco at the plate and you took the bat out of your teammate's hands with 3 ducks on the pond. There was nowhere to put him, and you got to have to give him something decent to hit. Now, mind you, he was 0-2 in the hole at that point. There's a fastball that misses inside. Count now goes to 2-1 on Kaneko. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of the 8th inning here in Chiba as the Lions find themselves in a 4-0 deficit. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. You got to get 1 run before you can get 2 or 3. The Lions are looking to try to find a way to get on the board here. The first of a 3-game set. They will take Thursday off in Japan this week as they're coming off the Golden Week from last week. As the 2-2 pitch is on the way. Here as it is. It's a fastball swung on this ball's line foul down the left field line. And the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Appreciate everybody listening to us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It is great to have you all with us. As the right-hander Sawamura holds at the belt, here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. It is line foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2. Pleased with our crowd here tonight. Solid crowd for a Sunday night North American time or early Monday morning. Glad you guys could make it in for some action. As we said, we will make our announcement a little bit later earlier in the week here about what we'll do later in the week. Try to tie a couple of more games in. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on it, has popped up down the left field line, giving chase and running out of real estate is the third baseman Shogo Nakamura. That's going to keep the count to 2-2 on Kaneko. The wind is still blowing. The flags are blowing straight in. Actually, I shouldn't say straight in. The flags are straight, but they're blowing basically in from what I would call almost like left center field across the diamond a bit. So maybe left center field towards the area around the dugout on the first base side. But it makes for definitely some crazy defense. There's a fastball that misses down. They went to try to apply the tag to Kaneko, but they said he didn't go on the swing, so it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kaneko. The Lions need some base runners, as they've got to try to be able to set the table so that they can possibly score some runs here to get back in this. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Sawamura holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. As he kicks and delivers, fastball misses upstairs, and now the Lions have the life they need with a runner at first and nobody out. And that is going to bring up the shortstop Sosuke Genda. We welcome a few other folks to the stream tonight. Dog Ida asked the question, do you think they can score any more runs in this game? I have a feeling they might be here. Somebody's going to get a run or two to punch across. I don't think this one's done yet. I should have left the starter Tanichi in for one more inning. And here comes the first pitch to Genda. Fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted down the left field line. Giving chase is Polanco, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats. Interesting that they still have Polanco in the game, although he is going to be leading off the next inning. Our friend Eris says the Marines have made a lot of mistakes this year, as that has cost them a couple of games. Our friend CV still in the house. Troy says, hopefully the Lions can make a game of this. Jose Manuel Torres Acosta says, does anyone know the score? Of course we do, Jose. It's running across the bottom of the ticker. There's the ground ball up the middle, fielded by the second baseman Ogawa, and he runs into Tomosuji, the shortstop, but they're able to get a fielder's choice at second. That's going to erase Kaneko. It's going to be a fielder's choice for Kaneko is gone for the first out of the inning. Genda is going to be safe on the backside. They ran into each other, did the shortstop and second baseman. So they might have had a chance for a potential for a double play. So that is going to bring up the right fielder, Gakuto Wakabayashi. Wakabayashi is 0 for 3 in this one. He is grounded to short. He has struck out, and he has popped to third. And he first pitch is swung on. It's grounded over to third. Nakamura fields it. He goes to second for one. Back to first. And that is a double play. It's going to go as a 5-4-3 variety. And that will do it here. No runs in the inning. No hits. No errors. And nobody left the board. The Lions go unconventionally 1-2-3. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Marines 4 and the Lions no score. The Lions are coming down for their last little bit here. They've got one more inning to do some damage. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and slated to come to bat will be Gregory Polanco, Toshiya Sato, and Shogo Nakamura. We're just waiting to see if there is going to be yet another pitching change. And we're just going to wait here to see exactly what this will entail. Polanco coming to bat. He was up to bat in the last half inning when Neftali Soto got picked off first base with the bases loaded. Unbelievable. Our friend Troy says Shota Imanaga has been unreal for the Cubs. This is facts. So here comes the first offering. It's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Polanco. It is still Nakamura on the mound here for the Lions. He's getting his second inning of work in. So Yuta Nakamura on for inning number 2. No balls, 1 strike to Polanco. And the 0-1 on the way. It is a fastball that is cued foul off the end of the bat, just over by the third base side. Count now goes to 0-2. Yeah, Shota Imanaga has been absolutely electric for the Cubs. There's no doubt about that. He has been as advertised. I got a chance to see him pitch last year in Yokohama for the Bay Stars against the Hiroshima Carp. It did not go particularly well. There's a fastball swung on. This is popped up into shallow center field. Coming in underneath it is the center fielder, Hasegawa. He's there to make the catch. And Polanco is gone for the first out of the inning. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Marines. No runs, 3 hits. 1 error for the Lions. The Lions will be coming to bat, and they need to get some instant runs. So we shall see what's going to happen there. So 1 gone. That is going to bring Toshiya Sato to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He has singled and scored a run back in the second. He's lined to first and grounded to second. He takes a fastball down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Troy asked the question. I was there. Yes, I was. As that fastball misses, and it's now 2-0. I got a chance to see 9 games last year. Not going to make the journey this year, although probably should have. We'll probably make a trek back next year. That's what the plan is. Probably August, September, like I did this year. So 2 balls and no strikes, as the pitch is a breaking ball that was taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. I was at that game. Imanaga threw against the Carp, and the Carp beat him 5-0. It was Shota Dobayashi had drilled a couple of home runs, and Ryoma Nishikawa had a really good night as well. Pretty good crowd, festive crowd in Yokohama, as the fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 2-2 to Toshiya Sato. Aaron Curry, I saw him pitch 3 times last year, and he was absolutely electric. He just can't seem to get it going in the 2024 campaign. He was on the wrong side of the ledger last night. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be looped over the head of the shortstop into left field. And Sato is going to have himself a 1-out single. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Shogo Nakamura. And for Nakamura, he is 1 for 2 tonight officially. He's got a single and 2 trips as well as a sacrifice bunt. We will be posting our schedule, as I said, weekend games, and there are going to be another set of day games coming up, I believe, next week as well. Our friend SRC Obscurities said Yamamoto's picked it up after that rough start. Absolutely. Fastball's fouled away by Nakamura, and the count is quickly 0-1. And Jackson is hoping for a home run so he can get a little extra cash. I don't know if he cares either way how that falls. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count is 1-1 to Nakamura. We'll start perusing the game schedule in the NPB, looking for the early games where we can. Haven't done any late night games yet, but we're going to entertain that when the interleague play gets going. That's still a couple of weeks away. If we look at the advanced schedule, everything else this week are late games, but more than likely the Friday night games, it'll either be the Lions and the Golden Eagles or the Fighters and the Marines. I'm leaning Fighters Marines as that fastball's taken for a ball, and the count is 2-1 here to Nakamura. So our friend Zay would pump a fist on that one. And if we do it, we'll probably stay with the same game on the Sunday game as well. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is going to be popped up down the right field line. Giving chase is the first baseman, Watanabe, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats, and the count is 2-2 to Shogo Nakamura. Where we get back into the day games again, it's going to be on a week from tomorrow, North American time. There are a couple of day games at Escon Field. It's the Lions and the Fighters, as well as the Hawks and the Golden Eagles. Those would come back-to-back nights, so we're going to have to look. Definitely the Monday night. The Tuesday, I'm not sure at this point. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander works himself to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Then we get into the holiday weekends in North America, in Canada, and the United States. So I'll have to play it by ear which ones we bring to you. But definitely toward the end of the Memorial weekend, we will look to be doing the interleague play. That starts on the 28th of May. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on a miss. There goes the runner down to second, and the throw is not in time. Sato is going to get himself a stolen base. That's going to be his second of the year. Nakamura down on strikes. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the catcher, Tetsuhiro Tamura. Oh, that throw was not very good at all. The second baseman, Tonosaki, didn't even get to the base. He had to crawl the ladder to haul that one down. SRC says he's surprised that they haven't picked up that 5th run yet. And I would kind of agree with you as well. They've had their opportunities to be able to do it. So here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count is 1-0 to Tamura. Tamura 0 for 2 tonight. Strikeout, fly out, and a sac bunt. As the right-hander works himself to the set. And the pitch on the way, it's a fastball swung on and pop foul. Our friend Jackson asks, is it like real dirt close to the bases and then turf everywhere else? Yep, on this particular field it is. So real dirt in those areas. Koki Yamaguchi has come into the on-deck circle. So he would hit for Atsuki Tomosuji if Tomosuji comes to bat. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. What it reminds me of is the old configuration at the Sky Dome in Toronto or Rogers Center, where they used to have cutouts around the bases and everywhere else was turf. That's what you're looking at here in Chiba. You've got dirt around home plate, dirt on the mound. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. It's going to hook foul. Giving chase was the left fielder of the Lions. That was Kaneko, but that ball ended up landing foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tamura. Friend Living Room Sports says Sato is on fire. Sato has really played well this year. When we had Kitty in here early on, they pointed it out, said Sato is the hottest hitter right now going for the Marines in this one. And so is Sato for the Lions as well. And there is a difference because they're about 100 points apart in average, but there's not much to choose from for the Lions batters. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Tamura had fouled off another pitch. Jackson says his stream went out. Well, you're going to have to try to refresh. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded deep into the 6 hole. A nice play there. Oh, my goodness. Wow, what is going on here? Ground ball into the 6 hole, fielded by Genda. He threw it on the run to the third baseman, Sato. He spiked it into the ground. The ball got past the third baseman, and it hit the third base coach, who was standing just outside the batter's box. So our friend Jackson, if you were looking for that extra run, that was the opportunity there, and it was saved by the third base coach, who took it off one hop right in the kneecap. That'll leave a mark. If he wasn't in the way, that ball probably goes all the way into the dugout, and then there would have been no doubt that the Marines would have scored another run. But that puts runners on the corners. I'm assuming that's going to be a fielder's choice. So Sato is the runner at third, Tamura the runner at first. Yeah, Jackson said it turned on just in time, probably as you had to toss your cookies. So with 2 out, that's going to bring up the pinch hitter here, and it's going to be Koki Yamaguchi coming to the plate. Yamaguchi hitting .206 on the year with a couple of homers and 7 RBIs. So if there's a chance to get a run, this is going to be it here. Our friend Living Room Support says, absolute gong show. Well, we're going to find out here what Yamaguchi can do. Will mean a couple extra bucks for everybody. I guess we're going to find out. Breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0. One thing I don't see is Japanese parlays. I don't see a lot of bets that you can make on player props. I shouldn't say parlays, player props or props on Japanese baseball, but maybe I'm looking at the wrong sites. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. As the right-hander delivers a breaking ball, it misses outside. It's now 2-0 to Yamaguchi. Top of the order, Hiromi Oka waiting his turn on deck. Should Yamaguchi find a way on base? Runner at third is Sato. Runner at first, Tamura. There is 2 gone here in the 8th inning. As the right-hander leans in and gets the sign from his catcher. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fastball carves the plate right in half, and it's now 2-1 to Yamaguchi. Not sure what he was looking for there. He couldn't ask for a better pitch. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Just a reminder, once this game's complete, we will give you a full recap. And then we will sign off and be back on the airwaves again later in the week. So hopefully you guys can come on back and hang with us some more. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, ripped foul just over the head of the third base coach into the netting over on the third base line. The count is now 2-2. Troy, we appreciate you for being here, and thank you for hanging with us. Same to you, CV. Everybody else who's checked in tonight. We got 1 more inning to go, or 1 more half at least, as that fastball swung on and lifted foul, and the count is still 2-2. You know, I think about it here. If Yamaguchi could put one into the seats, we'd have a whole different kind of ending in this one. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Koki Yamaguchi, 2 gone here in the 8th, as the right-hander ready to go. Jackson says we need to put the coach in center field. I think so. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. Going to reach the seats over on the first base side. The count remains at 2-2. I hate to say it, but I think if I'm here, I want to challenge him inside. Yamaguchi, a right-handed hitter, if he goes the other way with it, as we saw in the first inning with Neftali Soto, the wind is going to play in that favor. That ball could leave the yard. If you give him something to pull middle in, even if he gets the bat head on it, it may not reach the seats. I've seen quite a few fly balls or balls that were hit hard to left field get knocked down by the wind. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming. And just as we talked about earlier on, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short, fielded by Genda. He throws to first, and it's not going to be in time. And that's going to get a run across. It is going to be a 5-0 lead for the Marines. So for some of you guys, you're going to pump a fist. That's going to be an infield single for Yamaguchi. He's going to get himself an RBI. Sato crosses the plate. It's going to make the score 5-0. Stopping at second is Tamura. So there you go. Right on cue. We almost lost it there. Unbelievable. Our friend SRC says they're really good at hitting to the left of Genda this inning. Yeah, from home plate, the left of Genda, I would say. Flag the offense says I have under 6.5 and over 5.5, so 6 would be lovely. We'll see what happens here. As the top of the order, Hiromi Oka is batting with runners at first and second. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble. Moving back, looking up, and this one is gone. It's going to be a 3-run shot for Hiromi Oka, his first of the season. And it is now an 8-0 lead for the Marines. There you go, everybody. A 3-run shot by Oka. His second, third, and fourth RBIs of the night. That'll put this game most likely on ice. The only thing that is left are cashing the bets for some of our people that are in here tonight, and especially for those of you who picked the Marines early on. That is looking good for you guys here. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryusi Ogawa. And the first offering here to Ogawa is a fastball missing upstairs for ball, and the count's 1-0. This is what I say. The Saitama Seibu Lions, their bullpen is pretty suspect at the best of times. Our friend Nick in the house, he said he was sweating bullets tonight. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and maybe the hit parade continues. Maybe even the run parade as well, as Ogawa has himself a base hit. So Ogawa, the runner at first, and that's going to bring Takashi Ojino to the plate. Ojino tonight, 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. Wonder what kind of fight the Lions will have when they come to bat in the 9th inning. Jackson says, I've got the Marines 1.5, 2.5. I just keep taking them on. Yep, you're looking good there. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Ojino. Ojino came on to replace Katsuya Kakanaka. He is 1 for 2 in this one tonight with a single and a ground out. As the 1-0 pitch is ready to come here. There is the fastball swung on. This ball is popped up just behind second base. Genda moves back on it. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it. But the damage has been done. The big blast in the inning was the 3-run shot by Hiromi Oka. The other RBI driven in by Koki Yamaguchi. But Oka blows this game apart. 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left to board. Your score, as we are now through 8 complete, it is 8's wild here. 8-0 for the Marines over the Lions. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back to bring you the top of the 9th when we return. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have another pitching change as the Marines are going to turn it over to Riku Kikuchi, as he is going to be coming on here to pitch the top of the 9th inning. And he is going to be getting the heart of the batting order for the Lions. It'll be Nakamura, Sato, and Tonosaki scheduled to come to bat. And the first pitched offering here to Nakamura is a ball that misses up and away for ball one. The count is 1-0. Only thing that is left to hang in the balance is, are we going to see a shutout here tonight? As the right-hander Kikuchi rocks into the windup and delivers. A fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. SRC says, nice bullpen ride. Yep, the car that they bring him in on, it is always a Mercedes-Benz. And that is what they do in Chiba. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's now 3-0 to Nakamura. You'd hate to see the Marines have to go to the bullpen again if you can't throw a strike. As the right-hander here ready to go again, kicks and fires. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-1 on Nakamura. I'm not sure where the other couple of pitches were. That was a pretty good one, and the other ones seemed like they were at the top of the zone, but no call here for Kikuchi. So here comes the 3-1 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Nakamura was trying to put 8 runs on the board with that one swing, but to no avail. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Fun night tonight with everybody here. A large crowd in our house, and we appreciate everybody there. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run by Nakamura as he rounds the bases. That breaks the shutout. You can just smell that one coming. As Kikuchi was leaving a lot of pitches up in the zone, and Nakamura made him pay. That's going to be his 4th homer of the year. So now they're only down 7 here in the 9th inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Ryusi Sato. And for Sato, 0 for 2 tonight. He's been hit by a pitch. And Nakamura with a lot of high fives all the way around after his trot around the bases. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. It's actually Yuta Koga who is now hitting in this spot. Koga, we weren't sure where he would come in. And he pitches a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So Yuta Koga, we thought Koga might have been in the spot of where the catcher Suge had been, as that fastball is lifted, swung on and lifted down the right field line, but that one is just going to go foul. Count remains at 0-2. So Kikuchi has served up some meatballs here. And the Lions hitters have been licking their chops to try to hit it. And the pitch on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down. Our friend SRC says vintage Nakamura on that one. That is a factual statement. The big fella on the wrong side of 40. We talk about guys being on the wrong side of 30. He's on the wrong side of 40 and still getting it done. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And Koga is aboard with a single. So maybe the Lions aren't done yet. As they have life here with a runner aboard and nobody out. Just a little update for everybody here. It looks like the game between the Tigers and the Carp has been canceled. Looks like there's rain in the area tonight. So they've already made the announcement an hour plus out that that game is canceled. All the other games to this point will be played. The only outdoor games are in Tohoku and in Yokohama. All the rest are dome stadiums. So here comes the first offering to Tonosaki. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for called strike, and the count is 0-1. Tonosaki tonight officially 1 for 3. He's got a double in 3 trips. He's struck out and bounced into a fielder's choice. As the right-hander holds to the set position. And the pitch on the way, it's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count now goes to 0-2 to Shuta Tonosaki. Jackson says he was about to go bet on the Tigers. Well, you could save that one because that game is a washout. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. You'd have to think the Lions are playing station-to-station baseball right now. As long as they can get base runners and move them along, whatever they have to do. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander checks the runner at first. And he works himself to the belt. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and delivers. Fastball spiked into the dirt. Nice job there by the Marines catcher, Tamura, to keep that one in front. That's going to keep the count now at 2-2. Jackson says it's getting close again. Yeah, touchdown and a converted touchdown at that. That's the distance in this one. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as Tonosaki waits. Fastball swung on it. It is lifted foul over on the first base side, but that ball is going to drift into the seats, and the count remains at 2-2 to Tonosaki. So Kikuchi gets himself ready to go. Tonosaki here at the plate, waggling the bat, and the right-hander ready to go again. And the pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-2. Oh boy, you gotta, that's what drive you nuts. Especially when you get one of these situations. You got an 8-run lead. All you got to do is throw strikes. Hitters can try to find themselves ways to get outs. And now time is called as the home plate umpire jumps out. Definitely drives you insane. Raul Gonzalez says he got so lucky he took the 8.5 over and he got it. Congratulations to you, Mr. Gonzalez. There's a fastball swung on it, is popped up down the left field line. Giving chase is Nakamura. And the wind is going to play havoc with it, and it's going to fall. He's not going to be able to make the catch. If he would have made the catch, it would have been great. Acrobatic deal. The left fielder for the Marines had to come a long way. I don't know who they have out in left field. I know Gregory Polanco's not there anymore. I think it's Ogino. Oh, it's actually Oka who's in left field now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Here comes the pitch from Kikuchi. As he kicks and delivers a fastball swung on, it is taken on 1 hop by the third baseman. They go to second for 1, back to first. That's going to be a double play. That ball was hit right on the screws, and you got to tip your hat to Shogo Nakamura. It's a round of applause. That ball was an absolute scorcher. That's going to be a 5-4-3 variety. And that leaves the Lions down to their final out. Our friend Raul says they figured that they would put a position player or a tin can into pitch. At least I'm telling them it's the tin can. There's a fastball swung on and pop foul. This is Kento Watanabe here. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He did reach on an error in the second. He's popped to first and popped to second. As the 0-1 is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down. Count is now 1-1. They, generally speaking, in the Japanese league, you don't see the positional players get run in like they've been doing in the last few years in Major League Baseball. There has been, I think, one in the last year. But they have enough arms that they can roll guys out there as that fastball swung on and lifted foul. And the count is 1-2. Rolls asked the question. Now, the guy that the Marines brought in here, not one of their regular guys. When you got a 8-run lead, you can bring whoever in for a few, for 3 outs. Fastball misses outside. The count is 2-2. Sawamura, of course, when the game was close, he's a legitimate reliever. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-2. Kikuchi's already thrown 24 pitches here in the 9th inning, and he's only faced 4 batters. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is to Watanabe. There's 2 gone here. The Marines have an 8-1 lead. Chris, appreciate you, man. And thanks for hanging in here with us. There's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Watanabe goes down on strikes looking. He's gone for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in inning number 9. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score is the Saitama Seibu Lions 8, the Chiba Lotte Marines 8, and the Saitama Seibu Lions 1. Getting excited there for a minute. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll come back in just a few to give you the wrap-up. But what a ball game this was here tonight. Lots of entertainment early on, and then the blowout came in the 8th. We'll be back in just a few. Hang tight, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll give you the rundown here in this one, and then we'll close it out for the night as all the other games are later this evening. It is, in the first inning, the Marines scored 2 runs with 2 outs. It was a Katsuya Kakanaka triple, and up to a step Neftali Soto, and he blasted a 2-run homer as that ball was struck into right field. An oppo shot. 2-0, the Marines had the lead. In the second inning, this is where it got to be a little bit of a challenge because the runs here were scored after the error. It was leadoff single by Toshiya Sato. He was sacrificed to second by Nakamura, and after Tamura struck out, it was Atsuki Tomosuji stepping to the plate, and he hit a ground ball to third to Sato, who made a meal of it as he threw the ball away, and that ended up cashing Toshiya Sato in from second base. But an error it was as the batter Tomosuji had reached base. Then after it was up stepped Hiromi Oka and he hit a double, and that brought home Tomosuji all the way from first base, and it made the scoreline 4-0 for the Marines. Well, the Marines didn't get any more runs until the 8th inning. With 1 out, it was a single by Sato. He stole second, and after Shogo Nakamura struck out, Tetsuhiro Tamura bounced a ball to the shortstop. It was ruled as a fielder's choice, but he was safe at first, and the batter runner Sato was safe at third. Up stepped Koki Yamaguchi, and he was able to single home Sato with the 5th run of the ball game. And then Hiromi Oka stepped up to the plate, and he blasted a 3-run shot to make the score 8-0. Well, the Lions got a consolation point in the 9th inning, a leadoff home run by Takeya Nakamura, and that was the only run of the game for them. Well, we appreciate everybody who listened in tonight. There were so many people in the chat, different ones. We can't keep up, and we have to say thank you to everybody for being here. Once again, you've listened to the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hopefully you guys can come on back later in the week when we do this all over again. We will post our schedule in the next couple of days. Don't forget to subscribe or bookmark the channel because it'll tell you when we are on the airwaves. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.